Pilot dropping immediately, Horrible falling as well. And now a tick gone for Revenant. They continue pushing. It will be a point A cap once more for them. So very impressive here from Revenant, able to again equal that strong push from Hogpen. Looking for the 4th point now, getting the 30-second additional time. I think they're about tied with the amount of time they had to take B. So once more looking to better the time of Hogpen eSports to show they can hang in this game 3 and trying to answer one back in the best of 5 series. Already down 2-0. And largely unimpressive since their initial defense on Kings Row. Ilios kind of ripped apart a little easily, but showing they came to play here on Horizon. Their map pick and starting to earn a little bit of percentage. Now the coalescence coming out from Bakji, it won't matter. Still a tick gone for Revenant as they're keeping the fight off the point. Cannot lose, content to earn as much as possible, getting a little bit low and looking for the help of the supports. Finds it here, has a shadow, looks for a good opportunity. Worldland without a shield up might have the chance here, but the damage coming through from Hogpen makes it difficult. Strong fortify from Manny will shut down that pin. Still a tick gone and 3 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock for Revenant, but they'll have to retreat here as Hogpen clean up the rest of Team in Blue. Ultimates building for both sides. It's 2 for the tanks for Hogpen eSports, Supercharger and the Shatter here. By 3 ultimates for the other side. Diva looking to get in with the self-destruct, cannot lose the Shatter as well. Batty with the Transcendence. Risky on Genji now, looking to get a little bit of damage through. I think he was on McCree previously and decided to switch. Maybe able to flank those supports a little bit. Sees Walk a little low, but can't quite get in there yet with the Bastion still up. Only one getting damage from all sides with double shield here from the defenders will keep that Bastion alive for the time being. Ooh, gets very low there and doesn't have a shield, but is able to find the help of the supports. It's Revenant now pushing back onto the point, continue to earn a little bit of percentage and a good self-destruct. Won't quite find anybody, but will zone out the defense for Revenant. Now the Supercharger coming through, Risky sees it immediately, looking to get the damage through, will use the Reflect and shuts it down. Low on health, can't get to his supports, and will drop. Still a solid attack from Revenant, able to pick up Batty Derp though was bashed in with the self-destruct. Frenzy able to answer one back on the Mercy with the shorter respawn and losing members quickly. It will once again be a Hogpen eSports wrap up on the point. Still a full minute above the time that Hogpen had. Revenant have an opportunity to re-engage once more, but not if Frenzy gets staggered. That could be a tough loss for them, but I think that Pharah will be able to get away and get back to the safety of the supports. Has another Rocket Barrage, used that very effectively to take point A previously, so we'll see if Frenzy has an opportunity to use that here and do the same. Risky close to a Dragon Blade as well. Those 2 damage dealing ultimates, an opportunity for Revenant to take the point. Still in a good position, 25 seconds or so ahead of the time posted by Hogpen eSports, so looking to equal that and force rounds 5 and 6. Frenzy trying to sneak around as much as possible, looking for an opportunity to get it back in behind, looking for a very good spot. Nobody sees him just yet, and this could be the initiation for Frenzy. Looking, using a Rocket Rush very close, will clean up just about everyone. Impressive from that Pharah, trying to get damage through. Horrible Am still a little bit low, but will clean up there. Revenant with a solid attack, earning percentage very quickly. It's going to be Bash TMP now dropping out of mech to clean up the Pilot as well, and that would be a cap for Revenant. As I say that, the contention coming through at the last possible second. They're a pixel away, trying to take this point. Batty Derp with the Transcendence, just trying to keep everybody up as Wakchi with the Coalescence tries to keep the members of Hogpen back on the feet. Cannot lose with a Shatter. Will catch a couple swinging away, trying to find a couple. Will get the pin here on the stalling on one on Winston. Things looking very good for them, but now disadvantage in the time bank as Hogpen eSports continues to contest the point. I think they will be able to earn it here. Finally, we'll cap the point. 1 minute on the clock for them. 1 minute and 28 seconds for the other side. We're going round 5 and 6, guys. So Revenant once more, able to cap the point, but this time not as much time to work with. 28 seconds short for them. We'll see if it's a similar comp coming out from Hogpen again. If they try the quad tank, it is going to be damage dealers coming out for the attack. Revenant. Frenzy on the Pharah once more, and Risky going Genji. Now with less time, they will be attacking back to back. So a little new look here. Risky going, trying to decide between the Genji and the McCree. We'll go Genji. For the other side, Manny again switching, kind of flexing over that DPS side with the triple tank. It's a comp that's worked well for them. They decide to go Charisma on the Mercy instead of the Lucio. They don't need quite as much speed without the quad tank. They can be a little bit slower, use the shield of Horrible, and let Manny kind of get damage in from behind and get the hooks in from the Roadhog on Only One. Going to engage once more. Here we go again. In round 5, under a minute now for Revenant, looking to come in quickly and attack strongly, but they've had the stronger point A attack, I think, in both of their attacks so far. So we'll see if they can keep that momentum going and take point A quickly. Obviously, a take on A would be huge for them. A tick would be significant, but yeah, just being able to take the point and get you 5 points here would be gigantic. It's going to be an aggressive defense here from Hawkman, looking to push back the rest of Revenant. Frenzy dropping, but able to get the res through Seppa finding that DPS hero and keeping their 6 strong as they engage the point. Not giving them any room to work with. Cannot lose with the pin all the way through. Will catch Roadhog. And now a pull back the other direction, plus take a breather. We'll see if he can get to safety, and Only One is able to find some space. Cannot lose now, barreling onto the point though with the Shatter, and wants to stay up long enough to be able to use it. Frenzy and Risky getting kills here on the supports for Hogpen. Things looking good, but Only One able to answer 2 back the other direction. Getting pulls left and right here. Diva Horizon on this area, trying to stay up as long as possible, but 2 tanks to contend with makes it difficult. Able to drop them regardless, and now it's Revenant earning percentage points. They've got the tick, and they may be able to earn a little bit more than that. Diva Horizon able to shut down the opposite tanks and get the damage in for Revenant. 2 ticks for them. They will be able to take 5 in overtime, get the additional 30 seconds, but an impressive push from Revenant once more against the #1 seed Hogpen eSports. 3 ultimates to work with. Another one on the way. Deep Horizon very close to a Graviton. Could combine with the Frenzy Rocket Barrage, and we've seen Frenzy sneak into some good positions and use the Rocket Barrage twice already this game, so it could be a deadly combination if Revenant can pull it off effectively. Not a lot of time to work with though, less than 10 seconds now. They have to try and engage the point as quickly as possible. Hogpen eSports looking to keep them at bay, but an early Transcendence from Fatty Jerp while they engage will keep everybody up as they go for it. It's a Graviton coming through, catching a couple. They're able to grab kills. Deep Horizon cannot lose, grab both a tank and a support. Now the Rocket Barrage from Frenzy will catch 1. The kill still going the way of the blue team. Deep Horizon on point, still looking to earn that percentage. It's a self-destruct coming up from Bastion B. We'll see if anybody drops. It actually is a huge 2-piece right there for Bastion B, just to try and keep the stall going on for Hogpen eSports as long as possible. Cannot lose in a tough stall. We're trying to pin away from danger, but they're not able to continue earning percentage. Overtime meter threatening to stick down now. They can't get off the point, but a Deadeye will take Sepha out of the sky. Cannot lose by himself. I think it's going to be Hogpen focusing down this Reinhardt. Frenzy drops as well. Overtime meter goes down, but 5 points earned for Revenant will be huge for them. Now they look to bolster their defense. 1 minute and 28 seconds stands between them and Game 4 to try and push back in the rival semifinals. So this very well could be it. If Hogpen eSports cap this with time on the clock, they'll be able to attack point A, and they'll just need a tick or to take the game. If they cap it in overtime, or if they cap that, I think they only need the tick, don't they? Well, that's right. Look at me getting all turned around. Revenant didn't even cap that second point, weren't able to do so. Hogpen with an opportunity now to win the game and go into the finals if they can just get that first tick on the second point. But still a bit of a mountain to climb. A's been difficult, so Revenant looking for a strong defense. Hogpen, though, again, looking to be aggressive, getting through. Only One maybe playing fair for the first time. And an interesting new look for them. Could be the advantage they need. We'll see if Manny goes DPS. They try the triple tank attack. I feel like Manny might go DPS in a traditional 2-2-2. Ooh, yeah, there we go. On Tracer. Looking to attack this quickly. Risky, though, looking for those tanks coming through. It will play the Reaper Frenzy on the Junkrat, looking to get as much damage through as possible and negate a lot of it with the Came Down Loose Shield. Diva Horizon has the defensive matrix as well. So this is it, folks. Hogpen looking to punch their ticket to the Rival Tier Finals and play the winner of the Daddyland Spicy Foods game. Looking to attack aggressively here. 1 minute and 10 seconds. Revenant clawing onto this game as closely as possible, but backs up against the wall and not a lot of room to work with. Now Charisma trying to push in the rest of Hogpen on that Lucio, getting damage in behind the shield from Horrible I Am. Nobody falling just yet, and not a lot of time to work with for the attackers, since they'll have to engage here very quickly. It's going to be actually a Bash by himself, Risky able to get the damage in on the D.Va. That's going to be difficult for the attackers to contend with. Prisma now fleeing as well. Kills going either side. Difficult for Del, who has the advantage, but still the defenders continue to hold the point. A few tanks up and getting the kill on the Bash MP. D.Va Horizon doing well for that team, but they don't have the support healing to keep the tanks up. Hogpen with the space on the point now. I think they actually do have the advantage. And only one on the Mercy. Pocketed by Wakachi on the Fair. A little bit too much here for Revenant. And with 30 seconds left on the clock, we'll have a lot of time to work with going into point B. Be about 45 seconds or so for them when they are able to engage this point. There it is, just a third of the point left for Hogpen to get into the finals. Revenant looking to get the draw here and hold as long as possible. They only have to do it for 40 seconds or so, plus the overtime meter. So looking to maintain some strength on the point. D.Va Horizon very close to a self-destruct. Has it now. Can not lose with a shatter. Looking to catch the attackers off guard. Only one though with a rocket barrage, looking for an opportunity to get in behind and use it just like Frenzy did the other direction. Has some space. There's the self-destruct to initiate. Oh, and actually does catch both supports. Huge from D.Va Horizon to try and shut down Hogpen before they engage. Risky with a double as well. Means it's only 2 members that can try and contest this with less than 10 seconds to go. I think it's a wrap here for Revenant. I don't know if Hogpen has anybody to try and contest this point. So take the back. Bash here looking to try and get on, but did a little bit too soon. And now the overtime meter ticking down for Revenant. If they can just clean up the last few members here, it will be a draw. So looking to continue pushing as strongly as possible. A rocket barrage coming through here from Honor One won't be as successful as they want it to be. The overtime meter looking to tick down as quickly as possible, but a shatter from Horrible will catch a couple. The self-destruct now coming through from Bash looking to catch anybody, but nothing really coming through. A good shatter here from Cannot Lose with Sound Barrier looking to clean up as quickly as possible. Revenant will be able to clean up Hogpen. I think just a few members left on the point. Looks very good for them so far. Overtime meter looking to shoot down as quickly as possible, but finally that Tracer will fall versus trying to come through, but it will be a draw for either side. We're still going to game 4 here in the rival semifinals. Solid barrage here from Frenzy to get in behind and look for an opportunity to shut down the Revenant defenders. And yeah, lots of playable here in this game, both able to get to 5 points and a respectable draw. We'll get the map pick from Hogpen eSports. We come back. And welcome back. Hogpen still up 2-0 after the draw, a lengthy draw on Horizon Lunaconda that saw both teams get 5 points but not able to get a second tick on point B. And a strong defense from Revenant coming out here and looking to answer back in the best of 3 series. Hogpen looking to put this one away. And this game a little bit starting to look like the champion tier game between Team 2K and Eternity eSports, where Team 2K came out very strongly and Eternity got the draw on the third map to force the fourth. We'll see if this will go that way, as Revenant looking to get the win here on Lijiang Tower. Hawkman Esports able to get picking that map, and not surprising as they wrapped up on Ilios very quickly. So looking to do the same here in a 2-0 game and punch their ticket to the finals. Revenant trying to answer back and get the win that will see them force map 5, possibly map 6. But a lot to play for still. I think we're waiting on the readies from both sides, but looking pretty good so far. Again, if you're looking to be a captain for Season 4, get onto the website, OWXLeague.com, and sign up. There's a join tab there, and you can submit your rosters to any of the owners, and we'll be able to get you all sorted. Excited for a Season 4 that's got teams filling up quickly. Should have 4 tiers this time as well. Really good parity and looking for some tight competition. So if you're excited about that, get into the Discord, and on the website we'll have all that information for you. Looks like we do have the readies now from both sides, so without further delay, let's unit Lijiang Tower.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
Again, the control point, a chance for Revenant to get back into this game, but Hogpen Esports looking very good so far. And again, the 2-0 comprehensive win on Ilios could be an indication of what we are about to see, but Revenant looking very solid and able to hang in the team fights on Horizon Luda Colony. Look to answer back here. Coming out only control here. Interesting comps from both sides, nothing sticking just yet. Revenant aren't out of this, to be honest. They've looked really good on Horizon, and we saw flashes of it on Kings Row. Ilios was a little difficult, but obviously a completely different control point means each engagement will be different. Other comps looking like they're coming out here. Owner 1 again on the Junkrat's been a solid pick for them so far. Horrible on the Winston. Many again on Tracer looking to get him behind. Bash, who's been effective on Diva. Once again picking Diva, Wakaji, and Charisma on the supports. Mercy and Lucio respectively. For the blue team, nothing just yet. I think still trolling us just a little bit, unless that isn't. Be interesting Torb Symmetra Widow combo coming out. I think it's too many snipers with Fatty Dip only Anna, but yeah, rotating over now. Risky still sticking with the Sombra and a lot of health packs available. The EMP buffs especially, and the hacking time adjustment making Sombra a little more prominent in the meta, and I like to see the pick here from Risky trying to change it up a little bit and neutralize those shields for the attack of Hogpen Esports. Coming in now already 25% to that EMP, able to translocate out of some danger, but 7 falling early. Manny able to get the kill, already 40% to a pole spawn, means Revenant in a tough spot. Hogpen again engaging quickly and looking to shut down this attack. Control point opens up here, starts to earn the way of Hogpen Esports, and nobody really contesting just yet for Revenant. Yeah, not quite able to have the numbers there. Revenant will cap early. Or rather, Hogpen caps early. Revenant will have to retreat as Bash and Manny continue to get the feed there. Diva falling for the team in blue. Good headshot, or rather good pick off there for Frenzy, able to take down Arn1. They've been going back and forth this game, trying to gain the advantage over each other. Those DPS are just battling out. Been fun to watch. Cam not lose, answering one back. Manny a little bit overextended on that Tracer for Hogpen Esports. Means Revenant could have an initiation here. A good stun on to Bash. Could find Frenzy some space, use the Deadeye, but doesn't really have anything just yet. Will be patient, does find a double, and that's solid from him. Both tanks down for Hogpen Esports. Oh, racking up the kills left and right. Frenzy able to answer one back. 3/4 of the point gone for Revenant. That finish there onto Manny will have them cap the point. 38% gone for Hogpen Esports, but Revenant looking very solid. 92% up to a Diva Bomb for Diva Horizon. Came out lose 82% from a Shatter. Sepa still with a Valkyrie, uses it preemptively here to avoid the tire from Oniwan. I think that's smart. That either very close to a sound barrier, but Frenzy will shut down the tire before the damage is able to cause any issues for the current defending team. Back in with this engagement, it's an optimistic stun here, or a pin from Horrible, but able to stay up via the help of his supports. Has a Shatter and will use it as soon as Came Out Lose lowers that shield, so they'll have to be conscientious of the ultimate from that hero. Hack now won't be able to use the Shatter as the sound barrier comes out from Charisma. I think that's the initiation they were looking for, but it doesn't quite pan out. It's actually a sound barrier for both sides as Diva picks up only one on the with the self-destruct, but still kills, going the way of Hogpen eSports. The point that direction as well, as they're very close to capping once more. The rest coming through on Oniwan again as the Mercy from the other side falls. Sefa dropping Diva Horizon once again out of mech and fallen, and it looks like Hogpen will be able to wrap up this point. Now, as I say that, still stall coming through, continuing to earn percentages. Revenant 58% gone for them before it finally does flip back. It's a late Deadeye Frenzy using that, now wasted as Manny's able to clean up that creep before he's able to get through any of that damage. Probably could have waited for the next engagement, but all for naught now. May have to change heroes or just looking for an opportunity to build that ultimate quickly. Manny again very close to a pulse bomb and has been able to use those effectively. Has it here and will retreat back to point with the rest of his team. Bullying the attackers a little bit, finds Risky in a tough spot. I don't know if Risky has a translocate available, but does. Not very far, however, very close to health pack, but will fall a good single clip from Manny. Has double clip technically. Able to take down that Sombra in a tough spot. Oniwan again taking down Came Not Lose. Revenant very staggered and fractured coming into this next point, and they don't really have the time to continue losing members. The 4v6s and 5v6s are not helping them, and there's ultimates for Hogpen to shut down their engagement, even if they do come in full 6. So they need to be a little bit smarter about how they engage. Now coming back around the top, 85% gone for Hogpen, could be in a tough spot. Mercy now, Sefa getting caught with the pulse bomb. Tough there, Manny finding a good opportunity to shut down those supports. But now support going the other way, Wakichi falling down as Diva able to grab a double with the self-destruct. Manny now hacked, Risky will answer back that Tracer, and without those hacks, Tracer's mobility completely negated. Overtime meter now for Hogpen eSports looking very good, but Revenant getting the kills and need to answer this back. Came Not Lose back into the fray as Sefa's able to get the res. They clean up there, 60% gone for them, and in a good position here. I think if they just win, it may be 1 or 2 team fights possible for Hogpen eSports, but if Revenant's smart about how to do this, they really could take this first point and have a little bit of positivity going into the second. Frenzy now with the high ground, looking for an opportunity to use the Deadeye. It's going to be some ultimates coming out for either side as Bash Stampede uses the Whole Hog. Doesn't require the self-destruct, doesn't quite pan out, but now Diva Horizon going out of mech via the Rip Tire. A good double Deadeye there from Frenzy will take down Horrible and get Bash out of mech once more. Kills going the way of Revenant. I think they have the supremacy on the point. It's what it's starting to look like. Horrible a little bit low, doesn't have the support he needs, and Revenant may be answering back. Now in overtime, 99-99, looking good for Revenant. They need this point to try and keep in this game. They really want to try and answer something back here. The draw on Horizon was a little bit, not quite enough for them. Looking to continue getting the damage through. Bash by himself. The reinforcements coming back in through for Hogpen eSports. A self-destruct here from Diva Horizon, looking to zone out as many as possible. Manny will fall, and now a Valkyrie from Sefa just trying to keep Revenant healthy and on their feet as they continue cleaning up the rest of Hogpen eSports. That first round will go to Revenant. If they're able to answer this one back here, we may have a game on our hands. So Revenant now a chance to answer back in this game. A second round win here would see them get on the board 2-1. Still a mountain to climb, but forcing the draw on Horizon Lunar Colony means they can get back into this game. They looked really good on that map, looking pretty good here with the initial win. Hogpen eSports may be reeling a little bit, have to try to find their resolve, close out this game, and get into the finals. Bears on both sides, Oniwan and Frenzy again. Those DPS just going back and forth. We'll see who has the supremacy here. Hogpen going around the backhand side directly to the point. Both teams with the Lucio will try and engage quickly, and Revenant still haven't quite staked their claim, but looking for a little bit of space. Getting zoned out as once again it's an optimistic pin from Horrible. I am able to get Fatty Derp pace forward as D is able to take him down. Still Hawkman eSports with his primacy here, or with the advantage rather, as the point opens up. They'll cap without much contention as Revenant's not able to find the space. Almost too easy here for Hawkman eSports. D.Va getting the kills on D.Va, but not able to contest that point, and now kind of alone, but actually has to say that getting the kills very close to a self-destruct and has a support. Septa there, close to a Valkyrie as well, able to keep him alive. They still are stalling though, as it's still Hawkman eSports earning the point. Or earning percentage on the point. They haven't flipped it over yet, so Revenant in a tough spot, but maybe starting to get the kills here. Now still reinforcements coming back in for Hawkman eSports. Another pin coming through from Horrible Aims to try and catch a couple. D.Va going out of mech, uses the self-destruct to try and get it back, but doesn't quite connect with anyone. Continuing to try and get these kills, but really all Hawkman needs to do is continue stalling as long as possible. They still own the point. So worth it for every last member to come back in and try and keep the percentage going before Revenant can answer it back. And I think it's a little bit of focus fire issue here for Revenant, not quite able to shut down maybe as assertively as they'd like. Now with Shadow coming through, it's going to be Horrible Am trying to catch a couple, Revenant getting the kills they need, and as Horrible Am finally does fall, Revenant able to cap the point. 53% gone for Hogpen, so they'll have to be really good start for them, but again, they don't want to lose this round, and they had a hard time engaging in that last one, so important for them to be conscientious about ultimate usage. Revenant here with a Deadeye and a few more on the way. They've got the Shatter from Cam and the Sound Barrier from Predator that could be helpful. Ultimates for Hawkman eSports as well, though, and they'll look to engage quickly and overtake the point once more. I don't want to get or let this get too far away from them. A self-destruct here from D.Va Horizon may catch a couple. Oh, not quite actually, maybe not as much value from that as they would have liked, but 1-on-1 looking for a good opportunity to find the Rocket Barrage. I think it's about to come up. Oof, not quite risky using the Deadeye, able to catch a triple there, including that Pharah. So Revenant still looking very solid, holding the point strongly. Still 3 ultimates to work with, and I think they're wrapping up the kills. So as I say that, Manny now coming in on McCree, able to get him. It's a 1v1. The D.Va Horizon will win. Still earning percentage and will usurp the point earned by Hawkman eSports here very shortly. Reinforcement for Revenant coming back in, but the attack once more from Hawkman eSports coming out as well. Sound Barrier from Charisma for Hawkman will try and keep them strong as they engage this point. Kills going their way though. Vash able to take his opposite D.Va out of mech as only one wraps up that pilot. That's the only kill so far though. Risky in a tough spot. Frenzy answering back as well though. Means things may be going the way of Revenant. 68% gone for them so far. Looking pretty good. Frenzy able to get the kill and trying to get res through. Wakachi will be able to take Vash back up, but now in a tough spot. We'll try and find a little bit of safety. Revenant's still very strong on the point. Hogman just kind of scrambling back as much as possible. They don't really have any kind of security. Manny looking for the Deadeye, but it won't pan out for them. Another res coming in as Risky gets back into the fold. Has a Deadeye of his own and will look to shut down Hogpen as they continue their engagement. Looking really dicey though for the #1 seed Hogpen. 92% gone on the point, and Revenant trying to make it difficult for them to get to the finals. Still the fight breaking out. The kills going the way of Hogpen, but Revenant still with the advantage. Now in overtime, they just need to win one fight, but it looks like Revenant will be retreating. They'll concede the point and come back to fight another day. It does flip Hogpen eSports way. %61 now. Hogpen still have an opportunity to win this round. They can continue zoning out the Revenant defense, but Revenant's looking very strong so far. It's going to be a little bit of back cap coming through from Frenzy to try and make it difficult, but it won't really worry them too much. They won't be too concerned with it. Risky trying to use the Deadeye, last a little bit too long. Honor one able to take him down before he's able to get the shot off. A Sound Barrier here from Charisma tries to keep Hogpen strong as they continue defending the point. Kill going the way as Sepha falls, trying to get a risky res. Vash able to pick up McCree as well. Cannot lose, dropping. Horrible Am able to get the better of his opposite Reinhardt. And things looking very good for Hogpen. You can see the silhouette there of Frenzy looking to contest at the last possible second. Will come in and do just that. Overtime meter coming down, 99-99, like we had in the last round. We'll see if Hogpen can clean up or if it's Revenant able to take this game and force the fifth. A fantastic Rocket Barrage will start this overtime meter drop as members of Hogpen start to clean up some of these kills. Revenant trying to stand as long as possible. It's just Cannot Lose and his lonely Lucio support. A Sound Barrier will keep him strong though. It's a very well-timed ultimate from that support. A Shatter coming through and the pin from Cannot Lose grabs a couple, swinging away, getting a lot of damage through on these tanks and maybe able to wrap up solely for Revenant here. Look at the feed. Cannot Lose just popping off. Able to capture this point back in overtime. And if they drop, oh, that's the contention coming back in at the last possible second from Wakachi, able to get the res on only one. That will keep the stall going for as long as they possibly can, but as soon as this drops down, the overtime meter should tick. Revenant can take Lijiang Tower back, get 2-1 in this game and force the 5th match. Self-destruct coming through does not connect, and that's a little bit of a wasted ultimate there from Vash. Finally, the overtime meter does drop down, and Revenant take the game on Lijiang Tower, and they're not out of it yet.
Play of the game.
Fireworks indeed. Risky popping off here with the Deadeye, able to grab. I think this was the triple. And had some good opportunities, especially taking down Orniwan, who was about to use that self-destruct coming through and shutting down the fair. Strong play from Revenant. And here we go. Let's go to a map 5. We'll see what the pick is from Hogpen eSports when we come back.
To see justice done is its own reward.
And welcome back. Revenant making an interesting year after an impressive showing and forcing the draw on Horizon Lunar Colony, coming back out on Lijiang after a control point on Ilios in the second round, where they were kind of 2-0'd pretty comprehensively, coming back and doing just the same, getting the 2-0 win on Lijiang to force map 5 here. Hogpen eSports still up 2-1, so in a good position here to cap this, but Revenant trying to rumble back and tied up 2-2, force a map 6. And a lot to play for still. Hogpen came out in this game looking very strong, but have been tripped up a little bit here by Revenant. And we'll see if the answer lies on Eichenwald for the #1 seed. So waiting on the readies from both sides. Looks like I think everybody is just about ready to go, so get you into Eichenwald. And excited for this game so far. Again, like I said, Hogpen looked like they were coming out very strongly and would be able to pretty comprehensively roll this game, but not so. Revenant answering right back and looking very good. Eichenwald, personal favorite. A lot of fun to do this map. Hybrid pick's pretty solid. Again, looking at the games we played so far, Kings Row was a Hogpen victory. A strong defense for Revenant to start, but it's going to be Hogpen defending first this time. Revenant trying to get through that difficult choke section. Eichenwald actually a map that I quite enjoy. I don't think we've seen it maybe but once or twice since week 1 when it was the weekly map. Kings Row definitely the preferred hybrid to come out. So not an opportunity to see it in Nimani very often, but excited that they're getting a little bit of it here. Coming out for the attackers, it's Revenant again, switching sides as we did the Horizon Ludo Colony. I believe it was Hogpen attacking first, so switching sides here. Revenant attacking first, Frenzy on McCree, risky going against Somber like we saw in Lijiang, could be very helpful. The EMP is definitely game changing. Diva Horizon on Diva came out lose again on Reinhardt, Seth and Fatty Derp on the support roles, Mercy and Zenyatta. For the defenders, only one again on Junkrat, looking to get damage in with Manny on McCree, horrible on Reinhardt, Bash on Diva, Wagachi and Charisma, Zenyatta Mercy, pretty traditional comp coming out from Hogben eSports, when we see them play pretty regularly. One trying to get that early ultimate charge. People generally pretty aware of that Junkrat trap. We'll see if he catches anybody off guard. Destroyed immediately from Revenant, so pretty aware of that. Not able to get too much benefit, but it won't matter for them. He's still back to safety. Second trap destroyed though. Looking for the advantage in this choke. Both teams like boxers, kind of looking at each other, looking for an opportunity to go in for that haymaker. Nothing just yet, as many is able to take Diva Horizon out of Mac. That'll be a disadvantage for the attackers, and Revenant will they won't really be able to engage without that tank, so looking to get that mech back quickly and get the damage in through the choke. They have a Mercy, so we'll see if Sepha will damage boost Diva to get a little bit more, get that mech back a little bit more quickly. Won't matter though, 70% gone and shut down by only one on the Junkrat, making it difficult. Back here on the point, it's going to be Manny able to get back in as Charisma's getting the res on that McCree. That'll be helpful for them. Revenant not looking too threatening just yet. Hogpen holding well, but ultimates have yet to come out. Frenzy on the Pharah, looking to get damage in from behind. Finds Wagachi on the Zenyatta and is causing some issues. Looking for those directs. The Zenyatta's a little low. We'll have to retreat. It's going to be engagement here from the Diva. Important to note, hit scan not really a priority for either side, but Manny does have the, on McCree rather, trying to able to shut down this Pharah from the other side. Finds the Mercy and looks for one more. Frenzy on the Pharah that will have to retreat as they don't have the numbers to continue engaging this, I don't think. Yeah, having a difficult time. Manny on the McCree, very aware of that Pharah's position, trying to get him down as quickly as possible. Now the defenders, though, Hogpen disadvantaged as horrible IM drops with a shatter. So it could be difficult. Frenzy finally able to get the better of his counter with a direct, but Orna 1 answering directly back for the defenders with a double on the tire. And again, like clockwork, able to get those ultimates through and really make the difference for Hogpen eSports. Now it's going to be a Frenzy Rocket Rush, able to catch Vash, who just went out of mech, and that could be the initiation for Revenant, though. These directs coming in, and not a lot of counters for this Pharah. Frenzy getting a lot of damage through, horrible all by himself. Transcendence will continue keeping the attacker strong. Control point starts to earn for Revenant, and they're looking very solid on Eichenwald. Strong cap for them, it's going to be 4 ultimates for the defenders, but they weren't able to use them to their advantage. One now switching to a hit scan as well. It's going to be a soldier coming out, so the double hit scan to counter Frenzy, who's now switching to McCree, so it won't even matter for them. And that change from Revenant could throw off these defenders. Double hit scan directly into the shield of Came Out Lose, and the Deeper Horizon defense matrix could prove difficult. We'll see if the switches come through. Now they know that Frenzy switched off to the McCree, a little bit of that damage coming through on Manny. So if the communication's there from Hogpen eSports, you expect them to make that change accordingly if necessary. If Manny's still on the McCree, may use that Deadeye and go Tracer. We'll see what they decide to do. A well-placed self-destruct coming through from Diva Horizon will catch Horrible Am, who is stunned and not able to keep the shield up. That'll be disadvantaged there, able to get Bash out of mech as well. So 2 tanks effectively down for Hogpen as Revenant continues to push the payload. Oh, the Deadeye coming out. Not quite as effective from Manny, able to get Deeper Horizon out of mech, but stunned by his opposite Frenzy before able to get anybody with that ultimate. Revenant continues to push very aggressively through this second section. And yeah, they're coasting right through. They're about to get to this B checkpoint very quickly. Still ultimates for the attackers, a few on the other side as well, but Risky able to get back into the fold now. A good resurrection there from Sefa. The Transcendence from Wakashi just trying to help the rest of Hogpen initiate. And Bash able to pick up Cam not lose quickly, so that could be an advantage for them. Wakashi getting one on Frenzy means the attackers are losing members. Risky now with the Dragon Blade, though, able to pick up one on one, answering one back the other direction as Bash takes down D.Va, though. I think, yeah, it looks like it is Hogpen cleaning up, and they're going to have to, or rather, it's going to be Revenant having to retreat. 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock for them. Still 2 ultimates to work with, and we'll see if they can continue pushing. Hogpen looking to galvanize their defense and hold this B checkpoint. Look for an aggressive attack of their own. They'd hate for Plucky Revenant to get away from them after forcing the draw and getting the win on Lijiang to push us to this 5th game. It is a best of 5 series, but it's going to end up being best of 6 series should Revenant win this game. Now the attack coming in steadily here from Hogpen eSports. Or from Revenant rather, looking for an opportunity to come around the corner. It's Hogpen looking to defend them, kind of zone them out a little bit. Again, Cam not lose, and Horrible Am just trading fire strikes. Many able to get the pick onto Frenzy very early, and that's going to be encouraging for the defenders. It's going to be Revenant retreating immediately. No need to engage as a 5v6. They can wait for their McCree to come back with relatively short respawn. Now it's Risky falls for the defenders. Could have the advantage. Revenant now trying to come in to engage. Not much of an opening there. D.Va Horizon will retreat. Still ultimate building for the attackers. They'll have 5 probably in and around this next engagement. Probably 5 for the defenders as well, though, so we'll have to be conscientious. Bash coming through with the self-destruct won't catch anything D.Va Horizon may show how it's done. But it looks like a Transcendence coming through for, I believe that was Wakashi, trying to keep everybody strong. Maybe a little bit preemptive there. I don't know who all was low, but now as D.Va Horizon comes in with the self-destruct, doesn't quite connect. Hawkman still looking good in their defense, zoning out Revenant. They're not able to find any kind of traction on the payload. Now 60 seconds left, and what started out as a very strong attack for Revenant's really steadily, they're running out of time. Looking for an opportunity back in, and now Revenant maybe have some more of that advantage, able to get Mandy down, but Sefa falls for them, so difficult without that Mercy to really get a lot of that advantage. Ultimate's now coming out, though, for Revenant, looking for the kills. Cannot lose, and Wakashi both gone. Bash gone as well with the Dragon Blade for Risky, looking to get a lot of the damage through, and very strong from Revenant. They should be able to cap the B checkpoint if they can clean up the rest of the members. Look like it's just Manny on Tracer being pesky and giving an opportunity for the rest of Hogpen to come back into point. It's just Wakashi though, and that Zenyatta's not going to be able to contest for very long. It's shut down immediately, and they're zoning out the D.Va Vash Stampede from getting onto the point. It's going to be a B cap here for Revenant, looking very good on Eichenwald. Now coming around once more, it's 3 ultimates for the defenders looking to zone out Revenant and prevent them from capping this point. We saw Horizon Lunar Colony go into multiple rounds. Could be the very same here, as both of these attacks look very strong. The defenses, for lack of a better phrase, kind of leave a lot to be desired. For the attackers, D.Va Horizon very close to another self-destruct. Sefa has a Valkyrie just to try and keep them all healthy as they continue this fight. The self-destruct coming through will catch Wakashi in a tough spot on the other side of the horrible shield, and Bash now able to take, or goes out of mech as well. Frenzy cleans up that pilot, and it's still Revenant powering forward with the payload, definitely with the numbers advantage. And again, Manny on Tracer trying to contest the payload as long as possible, but all by himself will drop immediately. Revenant coasting the payload into this final section and will complete the map, I think, with 47 seconds left on the clock. Again, Revenant not showing they're out of it just yet. Need a little bit of warm-ups perhaps on those first 2 maps. Dropping early, but kind of baring their teeth a little bit and answering Hogpen right back. A solid map cap from them in 47 seconds. It's a lot to work with. We saw a very strong defense from them on King's Row. We'll see if we get more of the same here on Eichenwald. They can tie up this series 2-2 after going down 2-0. Comms coming out from both sides. Again, both Pharahs to gain that advantage. Manny may go Widow. I think we saw a little bit of Widow on King's Row from Risky to attack. Maybe Manny coming out and seeing if the picks early can help them get to the point quickly and have a lot of time coming through that third section. Especially since Revenant already capped the map and we've seen how difficult both of these attacks can be to stop. It'll be important for Hogpen to try and cap this with as much time as possible and go into multiple rounds.
You should be at peak performance power.
Getting damage in over the top quickly. Frenzy finds a little bit of trouble though. Being caught possibly by it's probably Pharah on the other side. Orna trying to cause some issues. Pharmacy combo available for both sides. We'll see if that's a difference maker. Risky still in the hit scan, but no hit scan for the other side. We'll actually have Manny there looking to contest the Pharah. Frenzy able to get the kill on the Wakachi very early, and that's difficult for Hogpen not to have that healer coming through, but they still have a lot of time to work with. 21 falling as well for the attack. Revenant looking good in their defense so far. Horrible able to answer one back, but everything else going red for Revenant. And Hogpen will have to re-engage. Damage coming through from range from 101, just looking to build up the ultimate percentage. We see is opposite. Pharah Frenzy 82% to a Rocket Barrage, so that attacking Pharah not quite as effective just yet, but looking to get the damage through. No ultimate yet, but like I said, Frenzy very close to a Rocket Barrage, and with spacing behind her should be able to get the directs to earn it as this next engagement comes through. Tanks on the point, but again, those rockets in the sky for Frenzy coming out now. Not worried about the D.Va being out of mech and very low to the ground. Need a little bit more altitude to get as much out of that as they would have wanted, but it does fall, and now the kill's going the way of Hogpen eSports on the point. 1-1 close to a Rocket Barrage of his own. Maybe able to earn it here. Horrible looking with a shatter, but now they have the kills and start earning a lot of this percentage. Very comprehensive cap here for Hogpen eSports, and with 2 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock, they cap A. Get another 2.5 minutes. It's 4 minutes and 50 as they come into the second section. Ooh, now Frenzy, though from range, able to take down Order 1. Wakachi falling as well. Both those hit scans for Revenant, shutting down the attack from Hogpen quickly, but they'll have a little bit of time anyway since they have to wait for the gate to open, and they've got the short respawn, but difficult to drop there. Defense pushed up a little bit further than we generally see, but Revenant looking to get the kills in quickly. A self-destruct coming through may catch a couple in a tough spot. Manny does fall, and that's a positive ultimate for Revenant. Still a relatively good defense from them. It's going to be a self-destruct coming the other way. Vash trying to catch a couple, and actually does get 3. Fatty and Sepha all falling. Both supports plus Cam Not Lose means that Hogpen will be able to continue rolling this payload through the second section. And a very positive ultimate there from Vash, able to catch quite a few. Hogpen continues to push. A lot of time on the clock for them. 4 minutes. Just about. It's about 3 minutes and 54 seconds, I guess, as they continue pushing the payload around this section. Revenant still with 47 seconds on the clock and the map cap, but Hogpen looking very strong coming into this section. This was a particular sticking point for Revenant, so it'll be important to see how quickly Hogpen can cap B, or if Revenant can really dig in. They've got a few ultimates to work with, but Fatty Deer falling with Transcendence is not what you want to see from your supports. Sepha with a Valkyrie could keep everybody alive, but a Shadow will catch a couple here. Horrible in a very good spot using that ultimate effectively, and now Fatty back with the Transcendence looking to keep the rest of the defense alive before this tries to cap. Cam with a shatter of his own catches a couple and looking to get the damage through. Risky able to grab Orna 1 out of the sky, and a resurrection here from Wakachi onto that bear will keep him back into the fight. Looking for an opportunity to use the Rocket Barrage. May not need it though. Oh, it does fall again. Risky there in a good position with the Widow. Able to catch a couple from range, but the self-destruct and the ultimates, I think, just a little bit too much. Revenant looking to continue pushing Corbine with another shatter. It's the second one just in this last fight, just in the span of 30 seconds, able to earn 2 Earth Shatters, and Hogpen will continue pushing the payload. Cap B very quickly, 4 minutes and 19 seconds, as they continue pushing on Eichenwald. 1-1 still hasn't been able to use the Rocket Barrage. It's been kind of zoned out a little bit, looking to get damage in on those supports. Now switching to McCree, Frenzy off the Soldier, and I think it's a good pick. It's been really effective with the McCree and looking to answer Orna 1, who will have to probably change after this Rocket Barrage. The ceilings in the third section are a little bit difficult to contend with, so uses that there, able to pick up Cam not lose. I think it's an effective ultimate there, and will probably the next death from 1-1. We'll see him switch to probably a Junkrat, I want to say. Maybe hits Cam? Probably Junkrat. This section's very good for Junkrat. Now that final spot looming, the kill still going the way of Hogpen. They're cleaning up very comprehensively. Cam not lose there with Sepha in range for the support, but I think that fair a little bit too much, able to take down the Mercy very easily. Hogpen continues to push, not a lot of contention coming through from Revenant, but they've got a little bit of space to work with. 1-1 and Bash both combining the feed very easily, and a just cakewalk for Hogpen eSports, finishing round 2 with a lot of time on the clock. So map completions abound on Horizon as well. Seeing the same thing here on Eichenwald. Very impressive from both sides. Three minutes and 31 seconds for Hogpen eSports. And yeah, there we go. Impressive attack from them. We'll see if their defense is a little bit stronger this time around. Just 1 minute available for Revenant. So Hogpen again in a very good spot here to close out this game, but Revenant have been hanging on as much as possible and have made it difficult for the tier leaders to get into the finals. This may be a little bit more of an obstacle than they expected, but Revenant showing they came to play after getting the 3-2 win in the quarterfinals. They're used to these long, drawn-out maps, so expect to see a good fight from them here. We are in the 5th map after the draw in round 3. Just a recap, if you're just joining us, Hogpen eSports coming out very quickly, winning 3-2 on Kings Row, and then able to wrap up very comprehensively 2-0 on Lijiang Tower. It was a 6-round thriller, ended in a draw on Horizon Lunar Colony that gave Revenant an opportunity to come back into this game. Enter back on Lijiang Tower with a 2-0 win of their own, and now here on Eichenwald, after capping the map, a little bit of time left to try and get the win on this hybrid. Hogpen, though, with a lot more time in the bank, look to shut down this attack quickly. Squad Tank, though, coming out from Revenant, looking to get in the damage very early and almost get the pin onto Ornawan, but he's able to run away to safety. Already earning percentage, though. It's very close to a first tick for them, and the defense from Hogpen eSports will have to get back on the point if they want to be able to take this over. Revenant coming in very quickly, getting a couple of these kills very early on. They already have a tick on for them, 38%. It's climbing up to 40, and Revenant with a dominant attack so far. They will be able to cap this point, I think. Horrible, the only one there for the defenders, but will shut down very quickly with the damage coming in from the red team. And impressive attack from them. They will cap A with 14 seconds left. They won't get any additional time, but that tick for them, or that take for them, is huge. Trying to come into this next street section, and just surprised to see Hogpen roll over that quickly. They've got a few members with a long spawn, so it's going to be some room for Revenant to work with coming to the second section. Again, they can't get off the payload. They're in overtime, and if they drop off, it'll drop immediately. It's still a lot of time for Hogpen, but Revenant definitely showing they came to play and looking really good on their Eichenwald attack. A whole lot coming out here from Risky actually gets shut down. It's Shatter combined with a few other things, a few other ultimates, I think, to take him down before he's able to get a lot of value out of that whole hog. Charisma here with a Valkyrie trying to keep the members of the defense alive as long as possible, but falling all around them is Sepha, the Coalescence, and Diva Horizon able to pick up a couple. Again, it's an aggressive attack from Revenant. They'll be conscientious to stay on the payload to make sure they don't get too far away from it. Charisma doing everything possible to try and keep Hogpen alive, but the members falling too quickly and the healing just not quite enough. Riptide here from Order just to continue. And maybe try and shut down the attack somewhat. Able to grab Sepha in the back, but still too many members, including it's 3 tanks on the point for Revenant, and they continue pushing the payload. Still in overtime, pushing very quickly. There's a pin coming through from Horrible, and finally getting off the payload just long enough. But a very solid round 3, just a minute to work with. Revenant here have an opportunity to win this game if they can hold well on the first point. So fantastic response from Revenant. It looked a little bit difficult, but that attack just aggressive from them. And we've seen some strong attacks in this game so far, but with not a lot of time, able to force the issue there and get a significant amount of ground covered in round 3. Could be their way back into this game to tie up the series, force that tie-breaking map, and a lot to play for still.
attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
This time, no Pharah for the defenders. Frenzy going with the tank. It's going to be a triple tank plus Risky on the soldier for Revenant, rather. Still order one on the Pharah. They're expecting that. That's why they do have the hit scan, but able to take down this kind of very quickly. Risky getting back into the fray, though. Sefa able to get the res onto that soldier. That'll be crucial for them. Looking to attack just as quickly as Revenant did, to have as much time as possible, because they won't get any additional with the overtime. Still 3 minutes to work with those, so they don't have to do it all at once. But they may just, Deep Horizon and Fatty Derp getting kills in early for Revenant, though, meaning Hawkman eSports may already have to regroup. Sefa falling, but that's the only one. Revenant's still continuing to shut down the members of Hawkman eSports and looking very solid in their defense so far. It's one fight down with quite a few more to go here for Revenant. Still 2 minutes and 35 seconds for Hawkman eSports, and Ultimate's on the way, to be sure. So they'll have to be kind of keep their heads able to focus for a little bit longer if they want any opportunity to get anything out of this. It's good shatter from actually the shatter coming through from Horrible doesn't actually catch anybody maybe as nicely as they would have liked. Risky with the Tactical Visor able to take down a couple. The damage too much, and Revenant able to shut down Hawkman once more. 1-on-1 now for the attackers with a Rocket Barrage, the only one with an ultimate. It's already been 2 team fights. Frenzy now, though, caught in a very tough spot and could get caught out for Revenant. Able to use a take a breather, but I think they will push him. That Roadhog in a very difficult position, but I think able to get to a little bit of safety. It's a self-destruct coming out. Will catch Horrible and Diva Horizon for Revenant, continuing to get the kills. It's a self-destruct the other direction. Won't really pan out, though, for Vash, and I think just try to get the mech back. Will lose it once more as Revenant continues to clean up. 1-1 looking for an opportunity to use that Rocket Rush. Will finally be able to get it on Came Not Lose, but the defense still holding strongly. Oh, yeah, and everything just going the way of Revenant, able to get Came Not Lose back into the fight. 1:30 seconds left here for Hawkman eSports, but I think a risky resurrection there from Wakachi. No reason to go for that one when the fight was already lost. Will drop and has to regroup with the rest of the team. It's 3 ultimates, including 2 support ultimates for the attackers. Hawkman eSports, 1-1 now switching off the Pharah, deciding Risky on the Soldier, just too much to deal with. Now going Reaper to try and get damage through on these tanks. Could be a good swap. We'll see if that pans out. Frenzy here on the Roadhog doing a very good job, able to get the pull and finally coming out with the whole hog. They're going to continue keeping the attackers at bay. Horrible Am with the pin wasn't even able to get all the way through, just with that being pushed back by the Frenzy whole hog. Revenant again continuing just to clinically punish Hawkman eSports. Looked like a completely different team here on Iconwall than we saw on any of the previous maps, and wrapping up comprehensively. And now 38 seconds left. Things looking a little dire here for Hawkman eSports. They only have the Valkyrie to work with, a Shatter, and that's really just about it. The Shatter's coming, but not quite here yet. Revenant, 4 members on fire. They've got the sound barrier from Fatty Derpster to keep them all alive for this final team fight. Risky here with 91% to a Tactical Visor, used it very effectively earlier, and the damage and organization from Revenant looks very solid right now. Coming through Wakachi, expect to initiate with the Valkyrie and not get caught with it in the pocket could be difficult. Will use it here to try and keep the members of Hawkman alive. Risky looking for a little bit of space to use this Tactical Visor, getting bullied somewhat. We'll find some help and circles around. It's ultimates here for Hawkman eSports. We'll see how many of them come out on the point. The Shadow from Horrible Am will catch Diva Horizon, but a self-destruct will try and zone out a few. Doesn't quite land as many as they would have liked. Horrible Am, the only one with a kill so far for Hawkman eSports. They're looking pretty okay for them. They have a tick. They're looking for a second, and they do have it. It's a self-destruct coming up from Diva Horizon as the pilot goes out of mech. We'll be able to catch Wakachi, who is trying to keep everybody alive on point. Diva Horizon now coming back to the fold, though, able to get the rest off before falling. Sefa in a good position, and now the sound barrier from Charisma will continue keeping Hawkman alive. It looks like they will be able to wrap up the rest of this point once they take down Fatty Derp and Diva Horizon. They are able to do so. We'll cap the point here. And again, like Revenant, in overtime, they really can't afford to get off this point or zone out too far. They have to remember they are in overtime. That meter will shoot down immediately should they get off the point. There'll be some changes coming through. Diva Horizon now going Zarya for the defenders. They've got triple tank now with Risky still on that hit scan, looking to keep everybody alive with those two supports. It is just right down to the wire here. Hogpen Esports an opportunity to punch their ticket to the finals, but they're in overtime. Revenant a chance to answer back, tie up the series, and force the tie-breaking game. Now a self-destruct to initiate for Bash. A triple, fantastic, able to take down Sepha and Badger both fall. Diva falling as well, and Hogpen continuing to roll this payload through the second section. A solid ultimate there from Bash Stampede really made the difference for them, continuing to get the kills, and the members of Revenant just trying to answer back as quickly as possible, trying to stream back into point, but the respawns may not benefit them. Payload too close to this final section. Hogpen on the cusp of reaching the finals. If anybody can contest the overtime, they're getting through as fast as they can. It is going to be the overtime breaking out here for the final fight right in around this last section. The shadows come through the looks like Revenant actually getting the kills. They're able to push back the rest of Hogpen Esports, and Revenant will take Eichenwald to force the tiebreaker. It is 2-2, folks.
Play of the game.
A last second contention coming out from Revenant, able to wrap up the final members of Hogpen Esports long enough for that overtime meter to tick down, and impressive from Revenant. Completely shut down Hogpen Esports, who again coming in with the first seed. Their only loss this season was on a forfeit because they couldn't make the game, and Revenant showing him how a 4-4 team does it here, tying up the series 2-2 with the map pick from Hogpen Esports when we come back. Oh, and what a match. What can you say about this game so far? Hogpen and Revenant duking it out here, and giving us a fantastic spectacle here in the rival tier semifinal. Tied up here 2-2. The map coming out from Hogpen Esports is Eichenwald, or rather is Hollywood, so this could be it right here. Obviously, if there's a draw, we'll continue going, but I think on both of these control points, we've seen one team reign supreme. Expect to see more of the same here. And Hollywood, fun map. Again, not one we see too often. Kings Row kind of the preferred hybrid pick from most people, but Hollywood could prove to be a lot of fun. We do see a lot of initial first like holds, strong defensive holds here in Nubani as well. So we'll see if that will gum up the works for these aggressive attacks we've seen from both sides. I think it's going to be switch the sides again, just to make sure that we're all square here, and we'll get the readies from both sides and continue. But again, everything to play for here in what very well could be the final map. As you can see, the results: Hogpen coming out strongly, winning on Kings Row, and then taking a strong 2-0 lead in the series after getting the win on Ilios. A draw on Horizon Lunar Colony after 6 eventful rounds. Saw Revenant come back on Lijiang, win 2-0, and then another multi-round game on Eichenwald. Go 5-4 there to tie the series 2-2. Interesting that Hogpen would pick another hybrid after losing a hybrid but now an opportunity to replicate their performance on Kings Row and get into the finals. Revenant looking to do the same and looking very good so far. We'll get the readies from both sides and be right back with you. Oh, shout out to Fatty Derp here calling out the captain of Revenant. Good point. We cannot do the same map type more than twice in the finals part of the playoff rules. So having done Kings Row and Eichenwald, we have to go to another map type. So now we'll see what the pick comes out from Hogpen. Still theirs. Looks like it will be Oasis coming out. Actually, I can't do that either because we've done Lijiang and Ilios. So I guess it'll have to be either a 2CP or a payload map. Interesting though, it's been a strong payload pushes from Hogpen generally speaking. So you think they may go payload. Looks like that may benefit them, but nothing just yet. I appreciate your patience, guys. It's a long road to the finals for both these teams. Again, Revenant sitting there right in the center, 4-4, and it's highly contested rival tier. Able to get the 3-2 win on Reddit Gynos and earn their spot. Hawkman eSports very strong in the regular season and had a first round bye in the playoffs. So maybe a little bit out of practice, but up now 2-2 against Revenant and trying to find their way through the finals. It will be another 2CP actually. We saw Horizon Lunar Colony, but this time we're going Anubis from Hawkman eSports, so for another exciting map. There you go, Temple of Anubis. And another one, again, that we don't get to see very often, so excited for that. We'll be swapping sides. Revenant again will be defending first. Get the readies from both sides, and we'll be right back with you. looks like we are ready to start, so we'll get you to Temple of Anubis. A lot to play for here again. Finals on the line for whoever could win this game. We're just going to multiple rounds, I guess, if there's a draw, but excited to get this one going. See if I can get everybody all queued up appropriately.
Entering the Temple of Anubis.
Again, a lot to play for here in a game that has gone back and forth. We're well over 2 hours now in this rival tier semifinal, and I think on paper, a game that we thought that Hogpen would kind of skate through straight to the finals. Revenant showing that they are in the playoffs for a reason, and up here answering back after going down 2-0 in a 5-game series after the draw on Horizon. Up now tied 2-2 with the first seed Hogpen eSports. So looking for the upset in the playoffs, and right here on the cusp of being able to accomplish it. But again, Hogpen eSports still a strong team and just need a way back, and just need to close out this game, I think. Have an opportunity for another strong attack, and we saw on Horizon very strong attacks and poor defenses from both sides, so this could go into multiple rounds. But Revenant here with, I think, a little bit stronger point defense of the two, looking to shut down the attack from Hogpen quickly and make it easy for them on their attack. Taking a little bit of this high ground frenzy, looking for the dive as D.Va getting into the supports quickly. Damage coming through from D.Va Horizon. Behind the came out lose Reinhardt shield. It's an aggressive attacking right side push from Hogpen eSports. D.Va able to get the kill on a Walker too early, and they won't have a support coming in. D.Va Horizon already running a clinic on Junkrat, able to pick up Horrible, and Hogpen will have to retreat before they even really get going, as their 2 deaths mean they won't be able to continue this engagement. D.Va Horizon again showing came out lose, doing some work, and Hogpen will have to retreat very quickly. Difficult spot for Bash, though, will be completely staggered, as the rest of the team is already ready to begin the next engagement. That D.Va will be in the middle of respawning. Risky here on the Widow, looking to get picks in early from the spawn, and need someone to contend with that sniper. Wagachi would hate to go down that quickly in a second engagement. That the loss of that Moira kind of disrupted their attack before they really could build any kind of momentum. Risky pivoting back a little bit further as the attack continues to engage, looking for space through the center. Very early D.Va Horizon. Riptire will get shut down by the Fire Strike from Horrible, and could have been a little bit more creative with that ultimate, but we'll have it again relatively quickly. Now a more successful upper right hand attack for Hogpen eSports coming down into point now. They're looking to engage, but D.Va will make it difficult on the high ground. Bash able to get the kill on the Risky, and it's smart to take that sniper out quickly. The self-destruct coming through to plug up that choke for the defenders, just trying to get a mech back for Frenzy, but it won't quite pan out maybe as nicely as they would have liked. Getting the kills back, though. Revenant has a few more members on point. The control point going the way of Hogpen eSports, though. They've got 2 ticks. Bad Eater now with a Transcendence on Zenyatta to try and stall as long as possible. Manny on the Roadhog getting healed nicely here, and still members of Revenant trying to stall as long as possible. The Coalescence coming through from Wakachi just to continue keeping them up, but I think Revenant actually have more of the members, and that Coalescence may have gone wasted, as no one's really on the point to benefit from that healing. Again, Coalescence does way more healing than it does damage, so more beneficial as a support ultimate. Kind of used to help engage or to try and keep a tank up in a tough spot, but used late there, a little bit wasted, so they'll have to re-engage. Risky again getting the kills. Manny, one of the only ones for the attackers with an ultimate, but shut down by that Reaper very quickly. 4 ultimates for the defense again, and they look very solid. Waiting for this engagement. They've tried to go their the right side. The attackers have gone on the right side. In their last 2 pushes, unsuccessfully, they will try that once more, looking to get in quickly behind the speed of Charisma. Uses the sound barrier there to try and keep them up. It's a double D.Va bomb from both sides, catching a couple on both. The supports really the ones suffering the most in those ultimates, but the defenders again getting the kills and need to wrap up the Hogpen attack. Really impressive what I'm seeing right now from Revenant. It's been kind of a difficult, long climb for them. Hawkman eSports, I think it's maybe focus loss. They were in a very good spot to win this game, and now backs up against the wall. It's 60 seconds left for them. They've got a little bit of space on the point, but not expecting, I think, Revenant to come back with such a plum, and could find themselves ducking out of the playoffs if they're not careful about this next attack. Switching back to the Pharah, Manny now on the Pharah instead of the typical Ornn one. We'll see if that's the difference maker for Hawkman eSports. Push up high ground, Risky now a little bit overextended on the Reaper, but Tifa still putting work in the feed. Waka now once again out of mech, or rather down as a support, and it's been difficult for that Mercy to really find a lot of space in this game. Again, the kill's going the way of Revenant. They got a few members on point, trying to deal with the last few members of the Revenant attack. Now it's Death Blossom coming through from Risky to try and keep the defenders alive. Combined with the Transcendence from Fatty Derp means that only one Zarya Graviton did basically nothing. Less than 10 seconds now. It's just over a tick earned, or rather almost 2 ticks earned for Hawkman eSports. Revenant looking very solid so far. Still got a few ultimates to work with. Now the overtime meter ticking down for Hawkman eSports. Red's now getting a double, getting that pharmacy out of the sky with the self-destruct. And once again, Revenant cleaning up very quickly. Overtime meter threatening to tick down. It's nothing just yet for Hawkman eSports. Revenant cleaning up very comprehensively. And that'll do it. So, not very far to go. We will not see a multiple round 2CP like we did on Horizon. Revenant has a lot of momentum. They look really good right now. And if I'm Hawkman eSports, I'm about to come up with the most cancerous comp to defend the attack from Revenant that is just about ready to burst straight through to the playoffs, or to the finals rather. Looking very, very solid. And again, Revenant, who looked like they were about to get brushed aside, and I think I said that verbatim earlier in this game, answering back very strongly, and I think the focus from Hawkman eSports in this longer game, maybe not quite there. Like we said, Revenant had the practice against Redicanos last week in a very long 5-game match that they eked out right there at the end. Looking to do more of the same here and upset the #1 seed Hawkman eSports. To Hawkman's credit, no cancel from them. It's going to be 1-1 looking to get damage in. And I've said quite a bit. I can't compliment that Junkrat enough. Playing well on DPS all game, no matter it's Junkrat or Pharah or 1. Really in the feed pretty regularly. Horrible now switching off the Reinhardt to an Orisa. Manny on the McCree. Maybe expecting the Pharah from Frenzy. We'll see if that comes out. Bash again on Diva. Wakachi on Mercy. And Charisma on the Symmetra. I like the Symmetra pick from Charisma. It could be difficult though because Wakachi was getting focused down very quickly in a lot of those engagements in the first round. So if they lose that Mercy, that's their only healer. And if they're not able to get the teleporter up quickly, Revenant could make quick work of this Hogpen defense. For the attackers, it will be a Widow. Risky trying to get some damage in a little bit early. Otherwise, a pretty traditional comp. We'll see if the switch comes through later on. Sepha off the Mercy now, going Moira to continue getting that healing. It's going to be a point defense for Hawkman eSports. Not worried about getting flanked from the choke, and I think that's a smart defense for them. They don't have a lot they can give up. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to hold, though. This is it. This will be the deciding game in the semifinals. No multiple rounds possible since nobody capped at this initial point. There won't be a draw possible. One of the other guys, it's going to be Hawkman eSports, able to hold on after almost getting the upset, or Revenant able to come back after down 2-0 with the reverse sweep. Starting off in this first engagement, though, it's Hawkman eSports getting the kills. They need to wrap up the team in blue. They'll have to retreat, and Hawkman will take a lot of positives from that initial defense. Yeah, Charisma with a teleporter. That is huge for Hawkman eSports. They'll look to get that teleporter up quickly. Wakachi very close to a Valkyrie as well, and just anything they can do to keep the team alive and in the game. It's going to be their biggest priority. Charisma getting the res now did fall, but does have the teleporter now back into the fight. Few changes coming through. Risky still on the Widow. Diva Rising now switching to a Zarya, however. Coalescence coming out from Sepha just to try and engage this point. Revenant coming in very strongly, looking to shut down some of these tanks. Is now an Ornn are coming out and able to take down Sepha and Risky. That's solid from them. Charisma getting in the feed as well. Taking down Came Not Lose. And again, a strong defense from Hawkman eSports will repel Revenant off the point. A lot of ultimates building here for the defenders. Horrible I am very close to a supercharger. Manny with a Deadeye in his pocket. Bash close to a self-destruct. Wakachi with a Valkyrie. They've got the teleport as well, and this defense looks very strong for Hawkman Esports. Came not lose the only one with an ultimate, but Fatty Dirt very close to a engaging sound barrier should they decide to use it as they come back into point. Still no time to, not really, no reason to be too hasty. 2 minutes on the clock still for Revenant. They've got a lot of time to engage this point, and they've shown that, they can kind of do it at the death. Coming back in, a top right approach from them, largely unsuccessful for Hogpen Esports, but now Revenant seeing if they can make it work. Trying to get the kill in early on, getting a pull in from Frenzy, and now Cannot Lose falling, though, will mean a tank down for the attack. It'll be a difficult engage for them. Sepha able to get the res on a Cannot Lose, but suffers for it, falling to the Bash Stampede self-destruct. Revenant still trying to engage regardless, though, able to take that opposite Diva out of mech. Risky now switching off the Widow onto a Bastion just to melt these tanks is doing just that. Able to get the Arista shield down quickly, looking for the supercharger. It does fall, and they continue to push the point. Sitting up behind those shields in a pretty good spot, able to get the damage in from above. Horrible Am falls Risky on the Bastion again, causing some issues, and Revenant still trying to find an opportunity to push in the point. 70 seconds on the clock for them. They maintain the high ground, but still holding strongly. Hogpen Esports on the point, looking to repel the rest of these attackers. It's going to be another Riptide coming up from Only One, looking to find the members on the high ground. We'll find Diva Horizon at main instead, and Revenant, a little bit fractured now. We'll have to find another way to come back into point. Risky here with a tank mode could shut down quite a few, but hasn't really found a space to use it. There's a lot of damage coming through. It's nice healing, though, from Seva, able to keep him up. And now with the sound barrier, they're going to engage with the tank mode. Looking to get a couple kills, but hasn't really found a lot of space just yet. Having to retreat somewhat with all these Symmetra turrets on point, and they're really not able to get the kills there. 1-1 and Charisma, though, getting the kills in the feed. Frenzy able to take Bash out of mech. Risky cleaning up the pilot, but it still looks like Hogpen Esports have supremacy on the point. This could be it. They need their defense to stay strong while Revenant continues to try and push to get into the finals. This will be probably the last, this will be the last team fight of the game. Plus overtime, 20 seconds here for Revenant to complete the reverse sweep, coming down from 0-2 to force the 2-2 tie here. And now the Ornament Riptide just waiting for a chance to shut this down. Diva Horizon, though, has a lot of health and can take a breather to try and get back into the fray. It's going to be a overtime coming up from Frenzy. Shut down immediately as Revenant continues to push. The supercharger won't help either. It's a fractured Revenant attack coming through, and this is not as strong as they would have liked. Trying to come back in for the res. It won't happen for Sepha. The overtime meter ticks down, and that is it. Hogpen Esports, almost just avoiding embarrassment, able to get through, will go through to the rival tier finals. Congratulations to them.
Play of the game.
Oh, and what a game from both of these sides. Frenzy here for Hogpen Esports, able to get a solid double to take down that pharmacy combo in the fight that helped them get enough of the tick there to avoid the possible draw. Take a little bit of that first point and able to overpower Revenant there. Very, very strong from Hogpen Esports. Surprising game, I think. We expect to go a little bit differently. Revenant really making them work for it, and yeah, just impressive all the way around. We'll look ahead to the finals and get some recap from this previous game. We come back. Oh, and there you have it. Hogpen eSports able to get the 1-0 win on Temple of Anubis to shut down Revenant, who had some other ideas, man. Going in that first game, Hogpen looked very strong in Kings Row, then getting the 2-0 win on Ilios. It looked like a foregone conclusion, but then Revenant with the draw on Horizon Lunar Colony, their map pick, and again, an atypical pick. Nobody really plays Horizon, so that could have been their strategy. Coming through multiple rounds, went to round 6, finally ended up as a draw. Then Lijiang Tower coming up from Hogpen eSports. Revenant able to take that 2-0. And again, just a surprising result after the 2-0 win for Hogpen on Ilios. Then able to come back on Eichenwald. Strong play from Revenant, winning 5-4. Hogpen eSports is struggling to get over the line and win those games that would get them into the finals. But finally on Anubis, able to do just enough on their attack and put up a strong defense to squash the hope of Revenant getting to the finals, and did get in there as the #1 seed. So they'll be looking to the game on Sunday between Daddyland and Spicy Boys to see who they will be playing in the rival tier finals. But wow, impressive game, strong season from Revenant, and I'd like to see them take it right down to the wire here against Hogpen eSports. But yeah, congratulations to them for winning the semifinal and going to the finals. So, oh, what can you say, guys? Just exciting games from both these sides. Really impressed by that performance, and really excited to keep these playoffs going. Like I said, it'll be a Sunday night game against Spicy Boys and Daddyland. And excited for that one as well. It's 9 p.m. Eastern, that game, so make sure you are definitely on the Twitch channel for that. And then Danny DeVito versus Crisis Red will be Thursday the 22nd, 9 p.m. Eastern. That is the Challenger Tier Finals. Danny DeVito, the latecomers, coming in, getting the 3rd seed after overtaking an 0-3 record, going 5-3, forcing their way into the playoffs, getting the win over Squaw. Crisis Red, on the other hand, a long, drawn-out battle against Desert Legion Gaming sees them as the 1 seed, facing off against #3, Danny DeVito, in the Challenger Tier Finals. That's Thursday the 22nd, 9 p.m. Eastern. Oh, but yeah, guys, really appreciate you guys watching. Really fun game. Happy to bring it to you. And I think that will just about do for us. So for the rival tier for OWXL League, I'm Salt and Pepper, and we'll see you guys next time. Charge, good graviton. We'll see if the rest of the team can follow up the game. It's just about 5 collected, but nobody really there's the kills coming through for the attackers. Revenant really cleaning up there, and it's going to be a Transcendence coming through from Fatty Derby team. A bit of a comp change, maybe now switching off the Roadhog, going Tracer to give them a little bit of power, flanking in behind the defense. Self-destruct coming up from Bash, tries to catch a couple unawares, will grab 2. It's a solid. He tried to use the Dead Eye, but didn't quite come through. Honor one with the Graviton will catch a couple. Now the Coalescence coming through, melts quite a few. That is a kill feed going completely blue for Hogpen. I think might have been a team kill for them. It's going to be a Diva Bomb from Diva Rising as well, coming the other direction. They're going to catch a couple and won't actually be quite as successful as they want. It'll be the timing coming in from Bastion, being able to catch both supports versus able to find that space. That's from them. Aggressive attack from Revenant. I like coming to this point in Diva right now. Just trying to find anybody and everybody to get the damage in and looking very solid. Horizon Riptide is every single time just looking for good positions, able to pick up at least one support. Solid so far. Now the attacker's able to get a cheeky take on the point, looking for a second. This frenzy grab to come through there. Got the system over some configuration tank for only one. Frenzy close to a rocket barrage, and it's competing game. Finds the rocket barrage there. It's able to pick off the Bastion. That's a significant thing there. The Mercy going down as well. Solid. Spots looking for an opportunity to get it back in behind, looking for a very good spot. Nobody sees him just yet. This could be the initiation for Frenzy. Using a rock bar very close. Will clean up just about everyone. Impressive from that Barrage to Bash could find Frenzy some space using the Deadeye, but doesn't really have anything just yet. Will be patient, does find the Devil, and solid move both tanks down for Hogpen eSports. Oh, they took up the full 6, so be a bit smart about how they engage. Now coming back around the top, 85% gone for Hogpen. Could be in a tough spot. Mercy now suffocating Hogpen in the full spot. Tough there, Manny finding a good opportunity to shut down. It's a very well-timed ultimate from the support. A Shatter coming through, and the pin from Cannot Lose grabs a couple, swinging away, getting a lot of damage through on these tanks, and maybe able to wrap up solely for Revenant here. Look at the feed, Cannot Lose just popping off. Able to capture this point, just with that being pushed back by Frenzy Warhog. Revenant again continuing just to clinically punish Hogpen eSports. Looked like a complete completely different team here on Iconwall than we saw on any of the previous maps, wrapping up comprehensively. Now a self-destruct to initiate for Bash, a triple fantastic able to take down Zephyr and Fatty both fall. Diva falling as well, and Hogman continues to roll